You can literally see the whole...
That was fun anyway. Good morning people. Back in the lakes doing the Eskdale Medley today. 3 Wainwrights. Around 6 hours it's saying. It's Hardknott, Harter Fell and Crag. We were looking at walks for this weekend and the weather yesterday was horrendous. It was hurricane winds around 100 mile an hour all over the lake, so we obviously couldn't come out, and even where we live it was windy, so we had a little look for today, which is the Sunday, and there's a small weather window this morning till about 2 o'clock. The winds are about 20 mile an hour and about 2 o'clock it's going to rain and snow, so we thought we'll take advantage of the weather window and get out early. And just gone 7:30 now, so when I was reading into the walk last night it suggested parking on the Hardknott Pass, and from what I've been told, oh good start to the day there. Nasty man, gotta be careful while you're talking. Lucky never went over my ankle. The guy who originally made this route had said park on the Hardknott Pass. I was looking at routes to download that people had done previously, and everyone else had parked at the Burke's Bridge car park. So when you come to the Hardknott Pass, the bottom of it, you do a left instead of going up to Hardknott. And just driving through here before from Ambleside, probably the sketchiest drive I've done in the lake so far. Coming through Langdale, I had my car in first gear, struggling to get up the hills, and I was thinking, from what I've been told about the Hardknott Pass, it's really steep, so I thought I'd rather park at Burke's Bridge car park and put a mile on the walk. You don't want to get stuck out here with no signal, man. With it being so early, there's not many people out. I've seen a couple of campers actually, and there was a guy who was sleeping in his car at the car park. It's been said in the Wainwright books that this walk was really boggy, and as you can see back there when I fell down a hole, it's nasty, man. We've just had to come through the forest in the background from the car park, and you cannot see the path. I had to wear my head torch with it being dark. Lucky it's clear this morning and the sun's going to be out for the first 3-4 hours in the morning, he said, and then the cloud's going to come in, so we've actually got light early for once. The first one of the day is actually Hardknott, and if we'd have parked on the Hardknott Pass you'd have just went straight up it from there, but obviously we're starting lower down now. But we did have to come past here anyway later on, so it doesn't really matter. As you can see, this is terrible, this path, man. Genuinely one of the worst. This is not good. Yeah, you gotta be careful, yeah. That's the thing with having proper boots that are Gore-Tex, man. If you're wearing like 30-40 quid boots, man, you're going straight down one of them and your day will be wrote off unless you've got spare socks. Some views here this morning, man. Wow. You wouldn't think the weather was going to be horrendous in the next few hours either. By this afternoon, with the way it's looking now, looks unreal, man. Glad to come out, to be honest. Sometimes it's best just to check and see if there's actually a window to come. So just looking at our GPS, we're going to go over here to Hardknott, and then we're going to circle back and then come back here, and that's your way up to Harter Fell up there. Looks like some nice fells. Looks quite good, this Harter Fell actually. Be interested to see what this Hardknott Pass is like in a minute. Oh, slippy this, man. So we've just got to the road. See someone parked there, looks like they've camped. Does look a bit sketchy, that Hardknott. To be fair, I thought it'd be a lot worse. The one on the way in originally was bad, but that looks fairly similar. Absolutely boiling again. That sun, man. We were just saying then, look at some of the spots here. Like a wild camp everywhere here. Don't get me wrong, the grass isn't the best, it's boggy, but there's some dry spots. Well, there's quite a lot of dry spots everywhere, but you could literally park just down there and it's only maybe a 100-metre walk and about 15 minutes. And you've got all this to yourself, man. It's absolutely mad up here. Look how good it is, man. So there's quite a few ways up here. And the guy I was following came through this valley and came up, but I just skirted the rock down the side and came up. As there's about 4 or 5 paths. Work smarter, not harder, man. Go the easiest route possible. Look at these views, man. Look at that sheep, king sheep. King real. Looks unreal. Did say that they were gonna be in Cloud, the bigger mountains. Unreal, man. Looks like our summit up there where the photographer is. Getting himself some sweet photos there. Harter Pike. See everything, man. Didn't think it was going to be this good up here, mate, I'll tell you that. Not at all. What a day as well for it. Wow. Hardknott, 550 metres. As you can see, the views were great before we took our break. You can see Harter Fell and Harter Pike over there. Broad Crag. Views up here, oh man, are incredible. Just a pity it went into the cloud then, before we got the camera out. But yeah, our next one is in the distance. You can just see the top of it there. Harter Fell. See how long we've been going. 2.6 mile, 1 hour and 43 minutes. Just had a 15-20 minute break then as well. But hopefully this weather stays like this for now. You never actually realise how cold it is till you stop for 5 minutes. So I read in the Wainwright book last night, there's a thing called the Eskdale Medley. I've just been talking to the photographer guy on the summit and I asked him where it was and he said he thinks it's over that way. Pretty sure it's down there somewhere. But I wanted to have a good look at it, but obviously with the time constraints I haven't really got time. Need to just get on with the walk. We will return to this area and probably come up this again. I'd probably come up in wild camp, to be honest, and just park on the Hardknott Pass next time. But yeah, I'll come back and have a look at the needle next time. Great fell that and some fantastic views, man. Just a pity he went in the clouds as we got there. He'd been there for a couple of hours taking pictures, he said. And he said the views are unreal this morning, but it's what it is, innit? Isn't going anywhere. Next one, Harter Fell. Looks like a good walk away now, as you can see. The photographer guy's absolutely smoked us, mate. See him just passed us by. This might be the boggiest walk of all. I remember the green burn round was bad, but this is terrible. I even think my boots might have went through, man. I think they need waterproofing again. Feel. Don't know whether my feet are cold or they're wet. There's about 4 routes back to the Hardknott Pass, so we're just taking a different way back, even though we're having to ascend again. Just taking a different path to keep it interesting. See if there's anything up here as well. We were just talking then, and I think the only thing we don't enjoy about this Wainwright bagging is because you're always against the clock and stuff. There's quite a few things to see in this area. There's the Hardknott Fort up the top of the Hardknott Pass, and then obviously the needle. My goal is to finish the Wainwright this year, and then when I come in future I'll probably just cut the walks down, maybe quarter, half them, and then do more of exploring rather than just walking mileage. Start visiting caves and waterfalls and stuff like that and seeing the sights. If you just see here somewhere, looks like a cave, like a hole in the wall. Looks like enough of a shelter to camp in. Could be wrong, but I'll have a little look around when I get home, see if there's any information. But yeah, crossing back over the road, and the fence line we jumped over earlier on, that's where we're going to end up again, and then straight up to Harter Fell. Doesn't actually look that bad from here as you get closer, because you've done a lot of the ascent. The Hardknott Pass is about 350 metres high anyway. So here's the gateway we came to this morning and went that way. And now the path is leading up to Harter Fell on the left. Cross all this bog again. That's a nice step over into a... looks like a pool. Wouldn't like to step into that, man. Tough bit of ascent up here. As you can see that on the right, the rock isn't the summit. The summit's well further on. Not doing too bad though. It's mad how quick the weather can change. You can see it rolling in again. All the big mountains are starting to get covered. So we've just made it up to the rock, and that must be our summit in the distance. It's got two summits actually. It's got an ordnance survey cairn and then the true summit according to Wainwright, which is higher. Have a little look when we get up there. Feel that wind starting to come in. It said around afternoon it's going to pick up, and then later on it's going to be up to 80 mile an hour. Harter Fell, 649 metres. The weather's coming big time, man. It's very cold now and you can see we're in mist. I could imagine the views up here would have been great as well, but what do you do? Oh my god, so slippy. Here's what we can see. Absolutely nothing. And Wainwright had said that's the official summit, but the true summit is over there. I'll have a look on my phone now. Yeah, one sec. So, I don't know if you can see this, but he says this is the official and the true is just behind. If you look here, you can just see that must be that there behind it. The things I do just to get on these summits. That was a sketchy climb up here then, it's so wet. I'll have to get a selfie up here because Dom's not fancying it. Oh, is that it there? That was sketchy, man. Yeah, just be careful if you're climbing up there. It's a bit sketchy. With the weather being misty as well, the rock's a bit slippy, so just be careful. But this one, you can get up here. Up these little rocks here. But yeah, I think he was saying in the guide that's the true summit. But the official one's the cairn, so as you can see the weather starts to clear up. I've had to jump on the phone, so I don't know what the quality is like. My GoPro batteries are dead, so I'm trying to charge them now, and it's a bit of a nightmare. My hands are freezing, but yeah, See us starting to descend towards this green crag. We actually seen a few people on the summit then. One guy was on a second round of Wainwright and he had about 4 left, he said. And he was basically walking the route we were doing, but the other way round, and then an older couple come past and they were doing the same as him. So it looks like a popular walk. So we've got quite a bit of a walk through this forest to this green crag. Speaking to the guy on the summit and he said pass through the forest, not the other side because it's boggy. We took a wrong turn through the forest and we're going up the way we should have turned, so we're going to have to go back on ourselves, but it doesn't really matter, still get us there. That's where we came from, Harter Fell in the clouds. Look at the state of this floor, man. It's just bog everywhere. We're literally just over the way from it, over there. No wonder Wainwright didn't suggest coming to here from the other ones. Just through the mist and over the hill, looks like our summit. Just below the summit. The mist is in and out. Keep getting views and then he disappear. Just watch, it's a bit slippy. Green crag, 489 metres, last Wainwright of the day, 3 boxed. We're currently 4 hours and 43 minutes in, 7.2 miles, and we've got to go back from where we've just came from over there, over to the forest. Got some good views though. Just about to avoid this weather by the looks of it. Nice vantage point. Imagine the weather was clear, how good this would be. Some nice views over there though. We're just gonna head back down now to the car. We just hung around and had some lunch and stuff, but it's getting very cold with this mist descending in. But yeah, really good fells on this walk. Gotta be super careful on this stuff. Harter Fell hasn't been out of the clouds all day since we were on it. It looked great this morning as well, but since that mist descended, it's been in it for the last 3-4 hours. But at least we bagged it anyway. So if you look at the route, we should have came this way and followed the path up to Green Crag. But we ended up coming through the forest because we missed our turn and went up. And obviously we're turning that way. And then there's just a road up there past the forest. And we're going to come round and then back to the car park where we was today. This is the path we walked through earlier on, as you can see. Absolutely horrendous. Got to be very careful where you're standing in here. Just make sure your boots are actually waterproofed, unlike me, and maybe wear a pair of waterproof socks if you can, just as a backup.
I don't think it's made that much difference to time.
So it looks like we're just following this road back to where we came from in the forest this morning. That's uprooted there. What? Absolutely blocked apart here again, like last week. Now we've got a brown shoe. No better.
Like the classic, if you think too much about it, you end up going in it.
Oh my god. Boots are absolute write-offs here, man. How is that even listed as a path? Every path in this area is the same. Just noticed on the GPS the road runs straight back to the car, which is a good thing. Didn't really want to trek through that forest again. That was so boggy this morning as well. With it being dark as well this morning, it's falling down moss holes and that, man. Looks like we avoided the weather as well. Just starting to turn now, which is a good thing. And I think we should get back the car on just on the 6 hour mark, as we mentioned this morning. That'd be a good spot to camp, wouldn't it? Boots are soaked, so I may as well give them a wash in the stream. Giving it beads in seconds. Oh, at least we missed that weather anyway, it's the rain. Oh, the car's good.
Oh god, oh god.
My car sounds like it's about to break down. I'll tell you what, this was a lot worse in the dark this morning though. It's not so bad when you can actually see where you're going. So this is the original route I was following, and as I'd mentioned earlier in the video, the guy had parked on a Hardknott Pass here, and as you can see here there's a couple of spaces you can park up. I did see a few cars in this area, so you can start here as the guy had mentioned and go straight up to the first fell, which is Hardknott. So it seemed like most of the people who'd done this circular had actually parked in a car park. So when you come to this area here, you can do a right onto the Hardknott Pass, or you can go left, and if you follow this road round you pass a couple of like farmhouses and you end up here at Burke's Bridge, and there is a car park right here, and this is where we parked to start the walk. So if you start at the car park, you just cross over through the forest and you actually start the walk around here. So I'll go to my map now. So as you can see here, this is the Burke Bridge car park, and we started the walk fairly early. What time? 7:25, and it was just going light at the time. And it was quite funny because when we passed through the forest we got quite lost in here, and as you can see, because it was pitch black, I had my head torch but I couldn't see much, so it was a case of just finding your way through. And it is quite mossy in there till you get onto a road, and then you can start going up the path here. It does look like we've come off path, but we was on path the whole time up this part. And yeah, not a great path again. It's just some of the paths, the mud is like a foot or two deep, and you can get caught out if you try and stand on it. And because I was filming, my foot went right through it, but you've got to be careful. You come to a fence line and you just carry on over the Hardknott Pass. And when we got to this area, you could see this border end. Didn't know but nothing about it, and I wasn't sure whether that was the first summit, but you carry on round that. And as you can see here, there's quite a few ways up to Hardknott, and then we summited that. Got me little picture on the top. Some fantastic views. You can see Scarfell Pike in the background. Just the clouds came in as we were getting there, and obviously that guy was taking photos, so the views up there are fantastic, and on a summer's day that'd be amazing. I'd love to even wild camp around that area. We could actually, you could just drive up the Hardknott Pass and just park below the fells, and it's probably 15-20 minutes to get a good camping spot. Although it is quite boggy up there, there was dry spots. But yeah, brilliant fell. Yeah, so this is quite easy to get up to from the Hardknott Pass. You're already about 350 metres high, and that's only 550. Really good fell. That area is quite boggy again. No, not the worst, but not great either. But yeah, pass back over where you came from, and you come to a fence line, which you've got to climb over. And this through here was just horrendous on the way up to Harter Fell. Just water everywhere, not the best. My boots need reproofing, and to be honest, I haven't got round to doing it. And yeah, this area, they went through on there. I went into a bog of water, and I could feel my sock was wet, which weren't great. As you can see here, we went a bit off track. As I had mentioned about Harter Fell, this is the summer camp, but the official summit is actually here. Wainwright mentions that in the book, and you can actually climb up to it. Not too bad, but just a bit sketchy when it's wet, if you really care that much about true summits, as he calls them. And we didn't see much up there because it was misty, but I could imagine the views up there was being amazing. We came back through here. That's quite a nice little, you drop quite a bit coming up down to this forest towards the next fell. So because my GoPro ran out of charge, I was messing about trying to charge it, and I made a mistake and never carried on here. As you can see, the path leading up to Green Fell. We ended up turning left through the forest here, and we were meant to return from Green Crag back down and back on ourselves, but obviously that was my mistake, so we ended up having to walk up and then just back on ourselves. And this area, as you can see, it's just water, man. It's moss everywhere and water, bogs everywhere. Probably some of the worst terrain I've went across, and if you haven't got the right equipment, man, you know, take spare socks with you. Just make sure, because it's not great. Good little fell again. Some good fantastic views of the surrounding areas. Nothing too taxing, just not fun to walk through. And then yeah, we returned back, and you walk through a nice little road through to the forest. And then you come to a lot of boggy grounds, as you can see in the video, and there's some nasty parts in this round here, man, before you end up back on a road, and you pass a little, something like a school or something there, and then a road back to the thing. And as you can see from the stats, the guy had said it was around 6 hours, and it took 6 hours and 1 minute, and it was 10.2 miles. To be honest, some of my favourite fells, Hardknott and Harter Fell, and do you know what, I could definitely recommend going up them, but it's a nice easy walk. It's not, even though it isn't the best, it's not too long, 6 hours and 10 mile. I definitely recommend going in the summer when it's a bit more drier, but I think it's like that all year round, as Wainwright had mentioned in the book, so, you know, just take your spare socks and what have you. As I've mentioned, you could even park at the Hardknott and start up there, but it swings and roundabouts because you've got to pass through that area anyway, past the car park, and it adds
probably 20 minutes on the walk, if that. But yeah, some really good fells on that walk. Not the best terrain, but not the end of the world, is it? So as always, anything relevant linked in the description. Please like, subscribe and share the video, as it helps the channel out. And as always, people, I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.